Is UserTesting.com really one of the best ways to get paid to test websites and apps, or is it a waste of time? My name's Michael, and I have tested many different ways to earn online, and one great way to potentially earn is by participating in user testing, and one very popular platform is this one, and therefore I decided to record this UserTesting.com review where I'll give you an inside look and show both the pros and the cons so you can find out if this is the right opportunity for you or not. So let's start by going over who can join. And when you first come to usertesting.com, you need to be aware that there are kind of two portals or platforms. One is for companies that are looking to get user tests done to help with feedback. They are the ones paying us because there are companies that need to have website tested, apps tested, so they can get feedback and improve them, sometimes before they launch, sometimes just to improve them when they have been launched. But when you just go there, that is that portal. But at the top, you can see instead of Get Insights, you click Get Paid to Test. So this is where you can sign up as a user and get paid to participate in tests. And let me just reveal right away that usertesting.com is legit. It does pay if you live up to the requirements, and all these things. We'll go over that throughout this video here. And it is also free to sign up for, and you can theoretically join from all countries. They do say that they have a global membership database. However, there are some things when it comes to the payout options you need to consider before finding out if it's also a really good option for you. But overall, as long as you are at least 18 years old, you can join and start earning by participating in these tests. But let me now then log in, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how it works and how much you can earn. So I have now logged into usertesting.com, and you can see here there's something called available test, and this is where you can see when there are new tests available, of course. But first of all, when you come here, you need to fill out your profile. But also, when you first join, you will be given a test. So a small short test, it doesn't take too long, like maybe 10 minutes or so. And there they will use that to see if you qualify to actually become a member and get access to paid tests. Because how user test here in general works, whether it's on your phone when you're testing apps or websites, because you can do both. You know, if you have both a computer and a phone, then you potentially will get access to more tests. And they also do have an app for both iOS devices and Android devices, so you can find all the information through the app if you prefer. So I like that. But what you in general will be doing is when you do these tests, you will record your screen and you will speak your thoughts out loud. So you have to explain what you're doing. You will get some text that explains this is what you need to do. This is the situation. Maybe it's a web shop you need to test, and go and find this and this and this, and then you say like, okay, I would start here. I do this, or this doesn't really work for me because I don't quite understand that. And this is the kind of feedback you need to think out loud, and you need to prove that you can actually do that clearly, so they can use the tests. And that is why you need to do this small test, and that is not paid. The first one, that is a qualifying test, and if you get approved, then you will get access to the paid tests. So this is the first step. But in addition to that, you also do need to link your PayPal account. We'll talk more about the payout options later, but that means that if you do not link your PayPal account, a verified PayPal account, then you will also not get paid test here. So those are the steps you need to take before you will start seeing the test. And then when there are new tests available, you will see them here. Sometimes you will also get email invitations when they are available. How often that will be, that's impossible to say, because that depends on your profile. It depends a lot on your country. Maybe your profile, your country, you will get once, twice a week you will get an invitation. Sometimes it might be once a month. Sometimes it might be several months before you get a test. So that's in general how it is with user tests. That's also why it's a good idea to join several user testing platforms. We'll talk a little bit more about where you can find more options a little bit later. But this is overall how you get started and how you can earn here. So let's now then talk about the payout options, and then also go into the overall earning potential, how much you get paid per test, because it is quite decent earnings, I must say. But let's start with the payout options. So when it comes to getting paid, you have one option, and that is PayPal. As mentioned already, you need to link your PayPal account. So that's one of the first things you need to do, and it needs to be a verified PayPal account. So that means you need to have a bank account connected to your PayPal account to get it verified. And that's just something you should do if you want to use UserTesting.com. And you can also see here that that's in general how it is. And then there's some special information in India, because in general, you can just use personal PayPal for that. But apparently for some reason here in India, you would need a PayPal business account instead. I'm not sure what that is, but that's just something that they explain here. So just wanted to mention that also. And then when will you get paid? Well, that will usually be around 14 days after you have completed a test, meaning after it has also been approved, because they do need to look at it, approve it, and then 2 weeks later, they will pay you. It used to be around 1 week, so they have slowed it down a little bit. It's still reasonable. 2 weeks is a little bit long, in my opinion, to wait for a user testing platform. Many sites pay a little bit faster within a week or so, but still 2 weeks is not too long to wait, so it is okay, and then you'll get paid in cash, which is of course always nice. But let's now talk about how much you will earn per test. So when it comes to rewards per test, then it's actually difficult to get an exact amount. I can give you some estimates. They say themselves that it will vary depending on factors like customer demand, test type of tasks, these different things here. So there's not really much to say about that, but I can talk about my own experiences, and what I have seen is tests from anywhere from like $10 up to around $50 or $60 per test. But of course, the ones where you get maybe $50, they will also last longer. The ones where you get $10, usually somewhere between 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. And that is kind of usually what I've seen. I've seen most tests from around like $10, $20, but there are also higher paying where you can get up to maybe $50 or more for a test. But as they also mentioned, it will really depend on the specific test. Sometimes you might get higher paying tests, only lower paying tests. If you have been a member for a while, so please share below what you have been offered. What is the highest paying test, the lowest paying test that you have received an invitation for? That would be great to hear. Also, please share your country so we can see, like, does it maybe also make a difference depending on your country. But overall, this is kind of the estimate that you should expect based on my experience. So overall, I think user testing is a quite good user testing platform. I do like participating in user tests because they in general pay quite decently for your time, and they can be fun to participate in. I would say user testing is one of the more user-friendly, but at least for my profile, my country, there are not that many tests, but again, that can vary depending on your profile and your country. I would say it doesn't really offer anything special, but it is nice, it pays decently, it pays in cash, and when it comes to user tests, I in general recommend that you join quite a lot of different platforms, because you do not get invited very often. So if you're a member of 10 of them, you have a bigger chance of getting invited to test quite regularly and thereby earning some extra cash. And I do have a list on my website of the best user testing platforms, so you can get a list of more options. I will leave a link to that below. I also have a full written review of UserTesting.com. You can check out if you like seeing it in writing and sitting there and reading more details. I will also leave a link to that below. But no matter what, I also hope this video helped you and gave you a good idea about whether UserTesting.com is for you or not. And if it did help you, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.